the Sports Betting Network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. We're live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard here on a Tuesday. Big 3-hour program lined up. We will get into updated division and playoff numbers in the National Football League. Some award numbers that are on the move here momentarily as well. Major League Baseball, the voice of the Dodgers on the radio, Tim Never, coming up in 30 minutes. Paul Stone on the show, college football, Jonathan Davis. NHL really kicks in the regular season today and tomorrow.
Half hour we're dropping the puck.
How about that? On the West Coast, by the way. So you have all that going on, and we do have multiple kind of breaking news stories today in the National Football League. The one that just dropped within the last hour, Paulie, we have now learned that the Patriots are going to pull the plug on Jacoby Brissett as their starting quarterback. Drake May will get the nod this Sunday as they take on the Houston Texans. And there is this. Moments ago, sportsbooks were offering between 150 and 175 to 1 on him to win the Rookie of the Year. He is now down in the 40 to 60 to 1 range. What do you think of that?
Well, he's not going to have any success just because he has no weapons. And again, the offensive line's so bad. I wanted to play Houston on Sunday. They're so bad with Brissett at quarterback and throwing for 120 yards every game. And it's a little bit of a sweat now with the win total bets. There was no way they were winning 5-6 games with Brissett. It wasn't going to happen. So I don't think that we'll see. He can't be any worse, I'll tell you that. But, I saw the tweets are already coming in. They're setting him up to fail. This won't go well, but it can't be any worse based on what you watched week in, week out with the Patriots and how bad they were offensively.
Yeah, so for Brissett, we all know the offensive line. They've had injuries. It's a problem anyway. Think about this for 1 second. On offense, Jacoby Brissett and the Patriots, it was the third worst adjusted sack percentage in the NFL after week 5. Just for this week alone, they are now going to take on a Houston team that has the 7th best adjusted sack rate on defense. So there is a clear edge here going in with that D-line for the Texans against this banged up and kind of bad O-line for the Patriots anyway. And now this is going to be the rookie looking at that potential front for the Texans in his first ever start.
I would have started him an easier game. Well said.
No, yeah, absolutely. I would have.
It also begs the question when you watch this team the last couple of weeks, how the hell did they beat the Bengals? God, that's an embarrassing loss. How'd you lose that game at home?
Well, I mean, they couldn't. That was not Brissett. That was all Stevenson on the ground.
It was,
Bengals defense just embarrassing.
Yeah. But you only scored 10 points in that game, too. So
I will say that I got a little lucky because I bet them after they beat the Bengals. I came back and bet under 5.5 wins for the season then. Mm-hmm. I think we all got lucky this past weekend. That, like the toe drag that they called, that was like the reverse toe drag. So if he's going out of bounds face forward, right, that's a touchdown because that's the toe drag. It's in. But because Polk is actually going backwards and he gets the toe in and then the heel goes down out of bounds, like where's the consistency with that? Is that even in the rule book? That if you're going to have the toe drag going out of bounds backwards, you can't put the heel down out of bounds because it's not going to be any good? Mm-hmm. I don't think that's in the rule book, to be honest. I could be wrong on that. Yeah. But if they call it a touchdown, they win that game. And, oh, by the way, I know a bunch of people who run the Dolphins anyway for that, -1, 1.5, money line, the whole thing.
You had another game where you decided in the last minute of what happened with the early session in the witching hour. You're right, yeah. That was, but Miami should have put them away by then, and just horrible performance by Miami again, but lucky to get the win. How about the special teams fiasco? Well, you're offsides.
Oh, I know.
And then it's a bad snap, false start, bad snap. That'd be terrible.
Their whole special teams on the season has been a joke. So there's that news in the AFC East, and then earlier today, if you have not heard the news, the Jets have parted ways with head coach Robert Saleh, and that's it as of right now, huh? I am blown away here that they're going to get rid of him, but not Nathaniel Hackett. I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek because I get it. We know who's running the organization here. If this is Rodgers telling the organization, get rid of him, but keep my guy Nathaniel Hackett. They have to. How do you axe one and not the other?
Well, this is fascinating that Saleh was considering firing Hackett, and then Woody Johnson last night called Aaron Rodgers, but they didn't discuss Saleh. Okay, I got a bridge to sell you.
Yeah.
Waterfront property. Come on. So, and that is, then he comes out the next morning and fires him. He was as high as 25-1 to be the first coach fired. What didn't do him any favors, and probably was the last straw, was the Denver performance. You lose that game at home 10-9, and then his response to the cadence thing about how maybe we got to cut it out. Rodgers is right. How about we hold them accountable?
That's exactly right.
So all these reports about they had a good relationship and they're buddy-buddy. Well,
that came out again today, by the way.
Yeah, you're right. And Woody Johnson says, I can't, for the first time in 25 years, he fires a coach mid-season. And big game Monday night, they're still like a plus 120 to make the playoffs. Their season's still right there in front of them. If they win Monday, they're in first place. But you're right. Are you going to still run a 2002 offense? And what you're doing with no play action and no motion and what you're running? The big problem's Hackett. The defense was fine. The defense was nasty. Right. You couldn't do anything offensively. What happened? You lost the game at home 10-9.
This is truly incredible. So the organization has needed their franchise quarterback, wanted it, right? Yearned for one for decades. They finally agree, right, to bring in Aaron Rodgers, and he is so buddy-buddy with Nathaniel Hackett that they're just going to say, screw it, we're going to keep this guy who clearly has no clue what he's doing as an OC or as a coach overall in the NFL. The guy shouldn't be coaching, I tweeted out during the game on Sunday, shouldn't be coaching Pee Wee football.
No.
He'd be doing a disservice for kids.
Look at his resume. Absolutely. That's what it feels like. Word leaks out that Salah's thinking about getting rid of Hackett. And then Rodgers steps in to save his buddy.
Well, when does the team say...
What do you think they're talking about last night?
Right, of course.
When the owner calls the quarterback, what do you think they're going over?
How about when the rest of the locker room is like, yo, the real problem's Hackett. The guy has no idea what he's doing out there and calling plays and designing stuff for us.
Yeah.
So I don't care that Aaron Rodgers is the guy. He has no time left in his career anyway. You have to bail on Hackett if you want to be taken seriously. How about who are they going to promote as the head coach? Have we thought about that yet? Have we heard the news yet?
That's the other angle. Well, yeah, they're going with the D coordinator, but how long that's good. But the other thing is, why didn't you do this in the summer when Belichick and Vrabel were available?
Well, I find all this laughable, right?
I mean, you knew
who
this
the next
guy was
guy
a
up is going to
problem.
be.
Oh, yeah, sure. Why? Right. But the other thing is, what was sitting in front of you in the summer when you knew this guy had a bad record and the Zach Wilson nonsense. Like, you knew the guy couldn't play. Who was insisting that he was be the quarterback every week when he had no chance? So, the tough guy stuff about we're going to shut down every quarterback. But again, it all comes back to the offense and the atrocious quarterback play and what they've had.
Well, remember that Saleh, again, was jumping on the grenade to the media every week last year. But according to some reports, that wasn't the case because Johnson, who, billionaire, son of his dad, he trickles all the way down, and guys born on third base, whatever, thinks so anyway. Friends there with the Wilson, family tree, I guess. So it's like we can't bench the guy. So Saleh had to go out there and tell the media, no, he's going to be my guy. And deep down inside, he's probably like, oh my God, this kid's so terrible. How do I possibly do this? How do I do my job when the guy can't play a lick? I just think it's hilarious that they're going to get rid of one guy, not the other. So you said yesterday, you liked him on Monday night because you think they found something in the second half against the Vikings. There's always an angle here to be factored in. The next coach the next game after a coach was fired, to like that team a lot. Yeah. Do you like him more now?
Yeah, I do. Yes. They realize they have to get going now. And they're on national TV, and this is it. I mean, if you lose this game, you're in a world of hurt. You beat the Bills, everything's great. Kumbaya, you're in first place. You mentioned what happened, how they looked in the second half and almost came back to win that game, and how great the defense is with the pass defense. The other thing, I can say it because I can't prove it, if Nico Collins doesn't get hurt, I think the Texans win that game by 4 touchdowns. The guys were wide open the whole game until what they were doing early on, right? And then Stroud had 2 silly turnovers, but Allen completed 9 passes. Yep. So if Shakir doesn't play, and then what the Jets can do with the passing attack.
I think Shakir's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, okay.
And he means a ton to that passing offense.
They were terrible.
Yeah?
Terrible what happened. I can't believe the one thing McDermott got right, which I can't believe he did. This is getting lost because he was so bad at the end of the game. They were down 2 scores, and at their own 45-yard line, he went for it 4th and 5. If they don't get it, the game's over. That was the touchdown pass to Coleman.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, we got a 3-point game. That doesn't work out. It's a drop, whatever. You're going to lose that game. It's not even close.
I love this now. I'm seeing reports all over the place. Hey, coaches in the mix. Belichick and Vrabel and Ben Johnson. You have no idea. Why would some of these young guys, Ben Johnson's going to turn down any job in football last 2 years and say, give me the Jets gig? What? He's 6-1 to get the job. Belichick is 2-1. Does he want to come back and stick one here to Kraft?
Kraft, yeah. So it's a bad relationship.
I know it is.
Yeah.
That's the only scenario where Belichick would take this job is because it was fractured with Robert Kraft at the end of it.
Right. How long does he want to play, though? That's the thing with Rodgers. But
how does he play beyond this year? Guy's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, a little harsh.
Vrabel's 5-1. Bobby Slowick is 8-1.
Uh-huh.
And then you get down below that. Next head coach fired now. Doug Peterson, even money.
They won, but it wasn't pretty, and they were lucky to hold on, and they can't stop anything.
I'll tell you what, if they go 0-2 here in London, he's not going to be the head coach.
Yep. And that's another head coach that got fired after a London game. Could it happen again with Peterson?
That's right.
Yes. It also happened to Dennis Allen.
Sirianni, 4-1. Stefanski is 6. How would you get rid of Stefanski? He's won coach of the year twice already.
Yeah, we'll get to the Tony Rizzo rant coming up later. That's what they're doing. What they're doing to poor Stefanski. Sirianni better beat the Browns. If Sirianni can't beat the Browns,
Off a bye week?
Yes, and they're in trouble.
Yeah, I think that would that be enough to get, chop the axe here, send the axe? I think it might be.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, they are trending in the right direction to be getting a lot of their injured players back for that game. If you can't beat the worst quarterback in football,
I know. Better win.
All right, we'll continue talking National Football League up next. Updated division numbers, playoffs, NFL awards, maybe a couple of bets to be made here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Time. There's nothing more valuable. It's what drives everyone to make the most of every moment. We celebrate living large in the now. In a city where time disappears, we create experiences that electrify the soul and memories that will last forever. We go big, we go all night, and here, everyone is invited. So get loose and get loud.
This is Circa. You'll have the time of your life.
VSiN is thrilled to introduce a new VSiN.com tailor-made to the evolved needs of today's sports bettors. Our upgraded navigation streamlines your journey, allowing you to swiftly access articles, videos, and podcasts. Whether you're tuning in live or catching up on your favorite shows, everything is just a click away. VSiN.com guarantees a fluid and responsive experience across all devices, ensuring you stay connected wherever you are. We have enhanced tools such as our betting splits and expert picks, and introduce innovative features like parlay and odds calculators, all designed to make you a sharper bettor. Our How to Bet section is perfect for beginners, covering the fundamentals, while seasoned bettors can delve into our advanced betting strategies for the competitive edge you've been looking for. Sign up for free on VSiN.com or become a VSiN Pro subscriber, where you can unlock unlimited access to every tool, expert picks, and insight that make VSiN the sports betting network.
Want to see who at VSiN is on a hot streak? Go to VSiN.com/picks to see all the selections and weekly leaderboard of VSiN hosts, writers, and guests. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber and get every pick sent to your inbox daily. Just head to VSiN.com/pro.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social, learn the game, and know the odds. Play with legal operators, and if you need help, reach out. Visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
They also had a Monday Night Football game last night, one in which the Chiefs looked like, well, the old Chiefs now. Best performance of the year by KC on both sides of the ball. They are now up to 1,600 to win their division. What are you sighing about?
Well, I know they have the best player, but it goes back to how important coaching is, right? With Spags and Reed.
Well, they brought out, by the way, going into the bye week, they really brought out the good play calling again last night, too.
Yeah, they did. Guys are wide open. Horrible job offensively by the Saints, but credit Spags and what he dialed up. Schuster, 130 yards. Most since in 1,366 days. Hunt, 100 yards. Most in 1,422 days. Mahomes, 300 yards passing. No big deal. Win again. They've won 11 in a row. They tie a record because they haven't scored more than 27 any of the games. That ties a record now with the points output, yet they've won 11 in a row. What an organization.
Kareem Hunt looked like he did as a rookie.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's how he was running last night. Head down, get out of my way, I'm going to bowl you over, whatever. And picking up the yards that I need here to keep the chains moving. And on defense,
yeah, so good.
I mean, the game plan again for the Saints, that INT right away from Derek Carr. Yikes, pal. And then he goes down.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to play. He told the media right away it wasn't good.
That's big, because I don't give Hainer much of a chance against Tampa Bay.
I'd go to Spencer Rattler.
You're not the only one that say that. It also could have been a blowout. Chiefs had issues in the red zone. Yeah, the fat man with the interception.
How awesome was that?
Bringing it out.
How athletic is that guy?
Yeah, he can move.
I want to put him in a tailback once in a while.
But he can scoot, right? Butker, of course, got us from 51. That felt good. Longest field goal in both. Come on.
Goes over 3.5 on his own.
That's true. Plus money. Yep, good call there. But we couldn't get the longest field goal because of him. But if you didn't have the red zone issues, they blow him out. And always good to see Taylor Swift. I like it.
How about the odds on that? The fat guy INT, his brother's the backup dancer for Taylor Swift.
What are the odds?
What is happening in this world?
Good job by Buck to get that in.
To have it ready to go.
And then he gets the interception.
Yeah.
And here he comes. Aikman was loving it. Well, I'm bringing it out.
Aikman had a great observation. Aikman goes, there's no doubt this guy has played running back at some point in his career. You could tell instantly.
Yeah.
He's like, here we go, baby. I'm not going to take it in the end zone.
Remember the Sunday night game? The Patriots played the Packers, and it was Rodgers was out, and it was a big point spread. It was Dan Connolly, the guy almost housed a kickoff return. It's a lineman. He's like 300 pounds.
That's right.
Like the carry with like a loaf of bread. He's coming in, and the guy almost housed it. Reminded me of that too. If that guy breaks another tackle,
he might be on it. Yeah,
you never know.
Could have been taking that the whole way, and then your defensive touchdown there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
We got it. We got it.
Okay. By the way, NFC South odds, last time I looked, still kind of off the board most spots because we don't know the severity. Have you seen anything? We don't know the severity of Derek Carr's injury.
No.
I guess he's going to miss a little bit of time. NFC West, Niners are down to plus 110. I'll tell you this. I like them Thursday night. They better win this game because if they don't beat Seattle, they're now looking at the team that we watched last night, the Chiefs. They're going to be coming off of a bye, and Andy Reid is as good as it gets off a bye. I think if the 49ers lose Thursday night, here's one for you. You want a hot take or a bold call? They miss the playoffs.
Jeez.
Because I think they'll lose to the Chiefs, and at that point they'd be 2-5.
Okay. I'm looking at all these numbers, college and pro, and it's just nuts. The Niners $1.60 to make the playoffs. Pittsburgh $1.20. The Packers are $1.10. Washington's $1.50. How
about that?
I don't know how Miami is still plus 180. The no minus 230. They're not making the playoffs.
Oh God, no. I mean that would.
And
Tua's going to have to come back this week.
I know. And Cincinnati's plus 140 only.
They're on a bye, so never mind. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. They're plus. You're 5% going back when you start 1-4, but the Bengals are still plus 140 to make the playoffs, and the Bears are 2-1.
You want to buy some Packers right now? This was the part of the schedule coming up in a week or so where it starts to get really tough for them.
Got to have it Sunday. I think they get it. I think they win and cover. And then they just got to get right and got to get healthy. And it looks like things are okay now with Dobbs. After where are you? Well, I didn't want to show up. I don't like my role. Oh, but apparently they've got that straightened out too. So the other thing what happened that the Jets lost and they looked so bad that they looked around an organization and said, we got a lot of problems here. And what's the point of even getting Adams? So maybe the talks have stalled there.
Yep.
But then the Saints come out and lose, and Carr gets hurt. So I don't know what's going to happen. And the report where he requested a meeting with Antonio Pierce, Jay Glazer had this, and Pierce thinks he's going to tell him about his hammy. He goes, yeah, I want out. I'm not going to end my career like this. I'm not going out like this, bro.
Wow.
And now it's like, okay, well, that's how it's going to end with Raider Nation. I don't know.
By the way, I agree with the people who are anti-Baltimore, saying they shouldn't get him. Not enough balls to go around.
I can see that.
All right, they have too many
I wouldn't mess with anything.
No, neither would I.
No.
I still like what I brought up last week. Okay, how about the Falcons? Now that we're sitting here, everything that we just talked about.
I love what I've watched the last couple of weeks, yeah. They have talent. We know. Are you going to continue to play the offense game plan like that? Then okay, I'm on board.
How about the topsy-turviness of the Seahawks, by the way, now at plus 160 to get in?
It looks bad. All those early performances look bad in Fugazi now. Remember, New England moved the ball on you. That's the thing.
Yep.
The other story, we mentioned it yesterday, Browns might be the worst team in the league, so the Patriots make a quarterback change, and May can't be worse than Brissett. Fewest wins at DraftKings. Cleveland the favorite, plus 275. Is this the worst team in the league? What a stunning turnaround. 80-1 to win the division now. 80-1. All 5 games I've gone on to their team total, and they've yet to score 20 on the season. And now you had today Washington players come out and say it's upstairs and there's something off with Watson.
Okay, here's one of the most alarming stats I've seen this entire year. Looking at stuff with the Browns today, and I haven't watched every single snap, so I don't know really what's going on overall, but I can take a guess. Amari Cooper has 47 targets on the year. 47. He has 20 catches. Are you bleeping me?
Yeah.
That's an absolute disaster.
He'll be gone too, I think. Why would
he's going to go, I
stick
think.
around? Yep.
That's one of the worst stats I can recall 5 weeks ever seen in my life out of any wide receiver.
Yep, well done. So they're losing their minds. I mean, they finally had hope. You go to the playoffs, you had a top 10 offense. He looks like this. They won't make the change, and Flacco's lighting it up.
I know it.
Here's our buddy yesterday, Tony Rizzo, ESPN Cleveland. He's seen enough. He's done. He can't watch this anymore.
I'm talking to everybody in the building this morning. Everybody. You, Paul. You, Jimmy. You, Andrew. And, of course, Kev. All of you. You ruined a season. You ruined it. You ruined it. The tinkering, the constant analytics of this and that, it's not working, man. It's not working. As a fan, I want you to know I'm done. Week 6, done. I didn't want to watch your product. You could be the worst team in football right now. You could be. If not, you're right there at the bottom of it all. And why? And why? To prove a point about a trade? Come on, man. Come on, man. Who's making the decisions over there? You had the 10th best offense in the league last year, and you had to blow it up. Why? Because Flacco looked good and your guy didn't? Who cares? Who's keeping score? The score is on the scoreboard.
Oh, that's good. He's right. They ruined the season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The season's over with this being stubborn and just going down with the ship because he's my guy, but he can't play. And you let Flacco walk, and he throws for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns every game. You went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
Here's maybe my favorite response to the whole thing. You've already spent the money. It's guaranteed.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So who cares if the guy plays or not?
Yeah.
Oh, I could not imagine being a fan of the team.
Yeah. He went on to say he's done. He's done. He
over
tapped
and
out.
over.
I'm done. It's week 6. Bye-bye. I'm done. It was a great rant. I'm sure that's what everyone's feeling. Like, why you ruined the season.
Yeah,
well said. You ruined the
what
season.
You have put the fan base through for decades. And again, I've called them the most tortured fan base. I will die on the hill that they are in the NFL. And then last year, all that promise that Paulie just talked about, the guy that helped you guide you there, no, can't bring him back. Because if Watson's no good, fans are going to be calling for him. So will the media. We don't want to put up with that. That is such small-mindedness. You can't have that running your organization.
Yeah.
You want to win. You don't want to, he's exactly right. It's your guy. So we got to prove people wrong. Good luck with that. I heard Adam Chernoff's podcast today. People have gone back to track like the last 750 quarterbacks to play in the NFL. No joke. He's like 745.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
That's how bad it is right now.
They had more penalties than points. Yards in the first half were like 280 to 60. This is nuts what's going on. They were a playoff team.
Yeah.
How can this be? They can't struggle to get a first down. They were 0 for 12 on third down with the guy.
Against
Washington.
The Commanders' defense.
Yes. He's right. They're the worst team in the league. He's out. Good for him. He's out. He's done. Don't want to watch your product. Bye. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Incredible.
Oh.
All right, let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Plenty of football still to come over the next 2.5 hours of the program. Up next, Tim Neverett, radio voice, LA Dodgers, joins the program. Walker Buehler hasn't pitched since September 26th. Also had a 5.36 ERA this year. What does Tim expect from Buehler tonight?
VSiN's got you covered for the start of the season with our football special. For $175, you'll get access to everything VSiN has to offer. With VSiN Pro, you'll receive daily picks straight to your inbox, detailed analysis on every game, and exclusive data like our betting splits to help you become a sharper bettor. Get all of this for just $175 through the Super Bowl. Or try a monthly subscription and get your first 30 days for only $9.99. Don't miss out on this offer. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Huge games today in Major League Baseball. Can't wait to watch these. Bet on them as well. Tim Neverett joins the program. He is the radio voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers as they take on the Padres at Petco tonight in San Diego. That's the late game, and he is on the Progressive guest line. Tim, it's good to talk to you again. How are you?
Always good to talk to you, Mitch, Paulie, my old friends. How are you?
Doing really well. Well, before we get into tonight's game, you've been calling baseball now for a long time with the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Pirates going back. Like, how would you explain this season and how special it was just to see Shohei Ohtani play and have that kind of a season?
Well, it's almost hard to describe. We've almost run out of words. But he's something special, and I've never seen a player like him. I've never seen a guy hit the ball as consistently hard as he has. I remember, I think it was 2016 when I was with the Red Sox. We had three guys who had 30 home runs and 100 RBIs. David Ortiz, Hanley Ramirez, and Mookie Betts. And I thought I'd never see anything like that again. But with what Ohtani did this year was absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. And the game that he had down there on that Thursday afternoon in Miami, I've never seen anybody do that in a single game. So he's been just wonderful to be around. He's respectful of everybody. He's extremely polite. He's a good guy to be around. And I think that has all rubbed off on the team. And I think, he's enjoying being in October because he was never there with the Angels. 6 years with the Angels, he never went to the postseason.
By the way, he also has really good numbers off of Michael King, and King's been sensational for a long time now for the Padres. How do you think they approach Ohtani tonight?
Well, yeah, he's 6 for 14 with 2 doubles and 3 home runs against King. So they're going to do it like everybody else does. They're going to try to throw him inside, right? They're going to pitch him inside. They're going to use fastballs up. Those are some of the things that they're trying to do. So I know that they had some success in game 2 with the high fastball, 97 up. He does like to chase that high fastball sometimes, and when he connects, it goes about 480 feet. So, but I think that, he'll love that environment. I think being the road team down there, the way it's going to be tonight, I think he's really going to enjoy that. Mookie Betts needs to get going, though. He does have a couple of hits against King. Both of them are home runs. He's 2 for 10 in his career against King. But again, getting back to Ohtani, he has been better than advertised, and just a pleasure to be around and to watch him, see him every day. We'll never see anybody do what he's done.
What's the status of Freddie Freeman, and is he good to go?
I think he's going to play tonight. It takes a lot to get him out of the lineup. I know he's been dealing with that ankle. He had to come out halfway through the game the other day, but he's had a day and a half to rest and prepare. And I remember when he broke his finger this year, I was walking into the ballpark with him in Arizona, and he showed me the finger, and I go, "That doesn't look good." He goes, "Yeah, but I'm okay. I'll play." He goes, "It's just a little, like, oh, all right, okay, little pain, no big deal." But I think he's gonna be in the lineup, and I think he'll play tonight. And then, Dodgers could use a couple of hits out of him for sure.
Okay, so what do you expect out of Buehler? I mean, the story comes out he was robbed at Santa Anita. He's dealing with that. He had a bad year, but he's owned the Padres in his career. What do you expect out of Buehler?
He loves the big game. He loves the big environment. The best game I ever saw him pitch was Game 3 of the World Series in 2018. He got a no decision, but he was awesome. He was unhittable for a while. It was against Boston, and the Dodgers won that game in 18 innings. Muncy hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 18th, but Buehler was the guy who got him there. That was the only win the Dodgers had in that World Series, but Buehler was really, really good. He's been pretty good lately. One bad pitch here, one bad pitch there, but I like him in a big game, and he loves himself in a big game. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and I like pitchers like that. So, the thing with the robbery, we'll find out more later on that, but it's a shame that happened.
Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Tim Neverett, LA Dodgers radio voice here on the Progressive Guest Line. Can you try to avoid anybody in the Padres lineup, or is it too deep to do so?
Their lineup's good. I mean, especially with what I look at the bottom of the lineup, and what Kyle Higashioka's done here in the postseason was not expected.
No.
he's been really good. I mean, he's got 3 home runs this postseason. What is he, 4 out of 11, I think. Tatis has been really good. The only time he doesn't get a hit is when he's getting hit by a pitch. So, he's been unbelievable this postseason. And against Buehler, he's been very good too. He's got, I think, 4 career home runs against Buehler. Buehler struck him out 13 times, but his numbers are good against Buehler. So, now that you got a healthy Tatis playing in that lineup, it will, they're very deep. Padres are a lot deeper than I think people thought. See, I know that Xander Bogaerts is back in. He's been battling a little hamstring thingy, but I don't think that's going to be a big problem for him tonight.
Hey, Tim, you lived in Las Vegas for a long time. You get the whole sports betting aspect to this. Like in the NFL nowadays, there's not much to be said about home field advantage. But what do you think Petco is going to be worth tonight to the Padres? And have you been there for a game before for that atmosphere? Because that place is going to be absolutely on fire.
Yeah. I've been there at times when they've announced, the biggest crowd in Petco Park history. And then the next night they announce the same thing, So I think that the atmosphere there, especially at the beginning, is going to be crazy. They're all going to be waving their rally towels, and they're all going to be yelling at the top of their lungs. And as soon as the Padres do anything in the first inning, the place is going to go bananas, and it's going to feel like an earthquake. But as the games go along and it settles down, I think it's just going to be a big game atmosphere. It's certainly going to be worth watching, paying attention to for sure. The winner of this one does not take all, but the winner of this one gets the advantage in the series now that it's down to the best 2 out of 3.
What do the Dodgers do in Game 4?
Landon Knack is ready to pitch, but I don't know if he'll start or if they'll use an opener. They might go with a bullpen game sort of thing with Knack getting the bulk innings. Anything's possible. I think we'll find out after the game tonight, but I know Knack, who's been very good this year, he's the guy who's rested and ready to go. And my guess, and I'm certainly anticipating Landon Knack's going to pitch most of the innings tomorrow.
Okay, good info there. Do you expect the bad blood to continue? And I know that Padre fans have already been warned tonight before the game after what happened in Game 2, and also the back and forth with Machado and Flaherty and what Profar did. And do you think this is just going to be settled down now, and we're going to be talking about what happens on the field?
Well, the guys have to. They got to focus on what's happening there. It started, I think, with the home run robbery of Mookie Betts with Jerks and Profar. And what Profar may not have realized that he did was he fooled everybody on national and international television and radio. Nobody knew that he caught it.
Uh-huh.
And he was just there staring down one fan and kind of laughing with him. And then it just kind of escalated after that. He gave the fan a ball, fan threw the ball back on the field, another fan threw another ball at him, as we understand. I was there watching the whole thing, and I'm just like, this is not good. And then it escalated, and, we just hope that in any situation, in any sport, that fans don't do that. Fans don't throw stuff. It's just not, whether it's, whatever. You just shouldn't be doing that kind of thing. It's like you see a fan run on the field. Don't do that either. That's just dumb.
Yep.
No matter what stadium you're in.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Tim, could you envision a scenario where baseball would tinker with the postseason and how many teams make it, or how they use the format if all of these teams that had a bye go down in the first round that they're playing in again this year?
Well, the whole thing is that it's not like the postseason used to be. This is now a tournament. All right, this is like the NHL. If you have a hot goalie, you can go far in the Stanley Cup playoffs. If you have a hot pitcher, right, you can you can. Who knows? Take Arizona last year, right? What the Arizona Diamondbacks did. They had to kind of sneak their way in, and they ended up running the table and winning the National League, going to the World Series. So if you're hot at the right time, you can run to the tournament, so to speak. Look what the New York Mets have been doing. This is a team that was almost on the outside looking in until the last day of the regular season. And they have just been hot, and they've been playing well. Granted, they got walked off by the Phillies the other day, but now it's a big game here tonight. So anyway, I think that the format's probably not going to change, and when they expand, they should probably keep it just as it is.
Oh, very cool. All right, good to hear that. You did a great job, by the way, with so many of the calls this year during that magical run for the Dodgers and Ohtani season, Tim. Thanks so much for the time tonight. Enjoy the game.
Hey, no problem. Anytime, you guys. I'll see you around probably.
Yep,
Thanks,
sounds
Tim.
good. There you go. You can follow him on X, by the way, at Tim Neverett, and he joined us here on the Progressive Guest Line.
What do you expect out of Buehler?
Well, the last time he pitched against the Padres was not that long ago. He did go 5 strong, and he does have, for what it's worth, again, what does that mean? Really good career numbers against this team.
Yeah.
But this lineup, that's like I asked him, who do you try to avoid? You can't.
That's right.
They'll get you anywhere.
6 home runs in the last game. You're right.
Win some, lose some is up next, along with more on today's MLB card. It did not go well for this pitcher when he faced the team that he's taking on tonight. Details coming up next.
In the heart of downtown Las Vegas, a sports oasis awaits. Stadium Swim, the ultimate outdoor amphitheater, built for the ultimate sports fan, with a colossal screen that brings the game closer than ever. Reserve a daybed, private cabana, or lounge in the center of it all. 6 pools to dive into as the game heats up. And the best part, there's never an off-season. Open 365 days a year. Stadium Swim, it's always spectator season.
Looking for the ultimate sports betting podcasts? VSiN has got you covered. With a wide range of podcasts covering every major sport, we're here to help you make smarter bets every season. The Baseball Betting Show with Greg Peterson gives you daily insights into finding value on each day's MLB card. And check out Long Shots, where we deep dive into the world of golf betting, providing you with expert insights to help you bet every tournament. Find all of these podcasts and more at VSiN.com/podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Yesterday we told you Perez owns Rodon. Did it again. Home run plus 380. Perez to go deep and they win the game plus 845. Skubal 8 strikeouts and a Tigers win plus 455.
Wow.
Pham stolen base 6-1. Monday Night Football. Mahomes 300 yards 4-1. Missed extra point plus 330. Hunt first touchdown plus 850. Anytime touchdown plus 175. Worthy anytime touchdown plus 190. Shaheed anytime touchdown plus 275. Over 3.5 made field goals plus 125. Butker gets it himself and even missed from 51.
Yep.
Scoreless quarter cashes plus 290. And in a market that's not widely available, Salah was as high as 25-1 and as low as 6-1 to be the first coach fired. Remember that one book, he was the favorite to be first coach fired and coach of the year. I mean, that's typical Jets, right? Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos, send it in at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. We'll put you on TV. This is great. I think I'm going to get you here. This is so good. When your bestie is recently blind and you wear bells so she can find you. Look at that. The old dog, and then the other, see the one there on the left's got the bells on so they can still play and they still know I can find you.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
You got me.
Yep. But that's strong. That's a tearjerker.
You thought you were going to get me. You got me.
With that, that's great by the owners too, to do that and think of
it's brilliant thinking.
Yes,
yeah.
Put bells on the dog so that his friend that lost his eyesight can find her, and that's excellent. Very good. This is no Derek Stevens today. He's traveling with the Tigers. The question was asked: are they the only property in Vegas with a Murphy bed? Look at that on the right. It comes down where it's a couch. And it's a little painting on the wall, and then whoops, here comes another bed. Look at this remote control coming out from the wall. The couch now becomes the bed, the Murphy bed, and it comes right down. Excellent. I had no idea.
Yeah, I've seen that before. They also have the bunk beds here, too.
Yes, they do.
You want to get rooms like that.
There you go, circlelasvegas.com. And how about Joe Ryan, who watches the show every day? He's been with us since the beginning. Joe hit a $25 13 same-game parlay that paid $47,000 on the Bears game. Bears lane 4, DJ Moore over, Williams over, Dalton to throw a pick, Bears team total over, Bears first to 20, Kmet over, Odunze over, DJ Moore 2 touchdowns, Swift over rushing and receiving, Bears second half, Bears team total over first half, Caleb Williams rushing yards. Unbelievable.
That's one of the best same-game parlays I've ever seen hit, right?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's a 13-team same-game parlay for $47,000
on $25. Congratulations, Joe.
That's awesome.
Now just file it away. You've had an amazing football season already.
Wow. Look at that. I was expecting to see some of that in that Atlanta-Tampa game on Thursday. I mean, you would think, because everything went over. All those guys went over in all those
and with
games.
the Cousins numbers and the receivers and what they did.
Right. Because you're talking obscene numbers. 400 passing. He actually had 500, but 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. London over, yes.
Oh, man. Think about that. So he's attacking a really bad defense.
Yep.
Approaches it that way and hopes to God that everybody goes off, and they did. And 25 into, what does that number even say the odds were? Is it 187,000 to 1?
I
can't see it from here because it's so small. 1,875 to 1. There you go. Yeah, 25. There you go. Yeah, into 47,000.
One lose some. We briefly mentioned it with Tim Neverett. Walker Buehler was at Santa Anita, and he had a $100,000 watch on, and a group attacked him and stole it. And apparently they do this in large crowds, where they key in on people and steal watches. And they got him.
They're specifically looking for watches.
Yeah.
Huh.
Man. See how he responds today. Sad story. Good thing he's okay.
Yep.
Nothing worse in this world than getting bombarded all across social media with people trying to sell you subscriptions to betting picks without any transparency. If you get red hot betting and think your picks are worth money, it's time to check out Juice Reel. Sports bettors buy and sell betting advice. Everyone links their accounts into Juice Reel, and your history loads into the app. Everyone's bets imported straight from the books. You're as good as your betting data says you are. Unlock the picks that real talented bettors have their money on. Get paid real money when other people unlock your picks. Fully transparent betting advice from real people. Juice Reel, R-E-E-L. Grab your phone, download it now, get the app Juice Reel.
Okay, so 2 baseball games on the card today. Phillies are playing at the Mets. The game comes up here in, what are we talking, 20 minutes? 18 minutes, I think, till first pitch. Nola goes against Manaea. This is the first game that Nola is going to pitch since September 26th. His last start against the Mets came in the middle of September. Wasn't great. 4 1/3, 6 hits, 6 earned, 7 Ks, 2 home runs, and 8 starts overall against the Mets since the beginning of the 22 season. A 4.25 ERA, but I'd say a little misleading. He's actually been a lot better than that, so he's been a little bit unlucky. Here's what I'm struggling with, right? Sean Manaea has had a really nice bounce-back year.
Been awesome.
Right?
1 bad start, awesome.
5 innings at Milwaukee last week, 6 hits, 2 earned, 4 Ks. Now, he did not face the Phillies this year. Does this mean anything? He faced the Phillies 3 times last year wearing a Giants uniform. ERA was north of 7.
Yeah, he was a bad year.
FIP was higher. 2.5 home runs per 9. Almost 5 walks per 9. I think that you could probably throw that out maybe because he's been so much better this year than last year in general.
Yeah, I bet the over. I think you can't put up a 7 here. Now, both games have gone over. Nola is on a 10-2 over run in road starts. There's too much firepower here. Not to mention the late-game heroics every night with the Mets, and the Phillies' bullpen is a joke. They have an ERA of almost 8 in the last 7 games. Who do you trust out of that pen right now? So
not a lot of people. It's a Nola game that he's going here, so can you trust him?
Yeah.
In big spots?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
So much has been made of the Tigers, and rightfully so. The Mets were 24-35 in early June. What a turnaround. And again, it's 16 days between home games. So the reception they're going to get today in this raucous crowd, Shake Shack for everybody too. It's going to be great.
Just play the trumpets the whole game.
That's right. Also, first time in history, all 4 series are 1-1. And the winner of Game 3, when it's tied at 1, wins the series 72% of the time. So I just bet the over. He's been good, but he probably only goes 5 innings. You're right. And I probably can't use Diaz, and it's something to watch if it goes 5, that Diaz has been horrific in his career in that ballpark in Philly. But good game. 8-7 Phillies this year head-to-head, but I'm on the over.
Okay, I don't disagree with that at all. They just showed something on Fox, by the way, getting ready for the game. How random is this? When the series is tied at 1, Kyle Schwarber has 13 home runs in the postseason. Second most all-time behind Jose Altuve. I was looking on the overnights last night. Some books opened his home run price at plus 450. Now, that's lefty versus lefty there with Manaea on the mound today. Also, the strikeouts, both pitchers are 5.5 outs. Nola, 17.5. Is he going to go 6 strong in the game? Ooh, I'm not so sure about that. Pete Alonso, career, 16 of 50 off Nola. That's a 320 batting average with 5 home runs and 3 doubles. Polar Bear, also plus 450 last night of the overnight. Castellanos against Manaea.
He's the guy I'm looking. He has been dialed in. The run he's on.
And you can find him at higher than 5-1. He has 3 home runs career against Manaea.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with the late game
strong.
Then? Buehler against King. Buehler again, bad year, but overall this season, or in his career, actually good numbers against the Padres.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 things that seem too easy here. The Padres, and it's a 30-cent move based on how bad Buehler's been, and also Ohtani props. As Tim never mentioned, 6 of 14, 2 doubles and 3 home runs. But I really like King. And can he slow down this Dodger offense? But can Buehler contain this Padre offense? I don't think you can. There's no easy outs, and they're just dialed in what they did in Game 2. Now you also have to talk about the bad blood. You know what's going on here with this throwing baseballs and what Machado did and Flaherty upset. But the Padres are. They have a ton of confidence. I'll just say that. But the way Tatis is locked in,
he's 9 of 29 career with 4 home runs.
I want Tatis props.
Okay.
Tatis props, Ohtani props. I think Ohtani to steal a base. Remember, it's 36 in a row without him getting caught.
You want to go over total bases and hits, runs, RBIs?
Based on with success against King. But to throw a guy that's got an ERA of almost 6 and is 1-6 on the year. Oh boy!
You see his outs prop?
Yeah, what is it?
14.5.
Yeah, that's high.
He's going to go 5 innings.
Can Mookie Betts get something going?
No.
0 for 22.
2 hits career against King, but both for home runs.
Oh.
All right, much more on that game coming up a little bit later on in the program. Up next, professional sports bettor Paul Stone with his best bets in college football for the weekend.
A new football season means a new lineup on VSiN. Start your day with sharp betting analysis